entitled "Kid Chokes Me While His Mom is Watching," then tries to make me give him my PS4 because I punched him. Our cast Ika obvious, M obvious, me super obvious, neighbors 1 and 2 neighborhood kids. Note that the neighbors are actually pretty cool. The EK was just older than them and so had some authority. And so it begins. One summer day last year, I had just turned 14. I was playing some basketball with these 2 kids from my neighborhood in their driveway. Their family is pretty rich, so they have a fully paved driveway big enough to be a sizable court. It's just me and them for about half an hour, until Satan's son himself came over from down the street. This kid is the really stereotypical little shit who made the select soccer team 3 years ago and still thinks that he runs the place. So we let him join the game and everything is fine for a bit. I'm a little bit on the him bigger side, but I'm really strong, so I play really well as a center, posting up and that. And the EK is guarding me and he's getting worked. He's shorter and not as strong, so he's getting dominated. Here's the major incident. I've just grabbed a loose ball and I'm running back towards the basket. The other kid gets back before me and stops my drive, so I start to back him down again. He must have just been really frustrated by him not getting a chance on defense, so he thinks up a plan. At this point, I was wearing a hoodie and the fucker grabs my hood from behind and pulls as hard as he can. I, not expecting my airflow to be cut off, especially while I'm breathing hard, start to panic. I can't shake him off of my back. I don't know how long he's hanging on, but it felt like a whole 45 seconds. That may not seem like that long, but I'm freaking the fuck out, so it feels like forever. An eternity later, his grip loosens and I finally get him off. I'm fucking fired up, so I punch him right in the nose. Definitely not as hard as I could, but it certainly would have hurt a lot. This little shit, however, he drops like he's out cold. Meanwhile, I'm on my knees trying to get my breath back. He's bawling his eyes out, he's rolling and screaming and all that, being the melodramatic turd that he is, but his mom is running over, and it was that moment where I knew I was fucked. Now, sometime between when he started and when I socked him, his mother came out, but she's the typical I want to speak to the manager white upper middle class mom who volunteers to be the head of the PTA every year and goes to Starbucks 20 times a day, and the EK is very much her son. Oh my god, redacted, are you okay? What did you do to him? Me, he just nearly choked me out, so I punched him. Why would you do that? You ass so much bigger than him. Me, but he was chalking me out. Come on dude, you've got to be more mature about this. Me, what do you expect me to do? Apologize to him for making him choke me. This whole thing goes on for a while until the neighbors step in to try to protect me. N1 op really didn't do anything wrong. N2, yeah, he didn't even hit him that hard. But op shouldn't be hitting people in the first place. Especially not my son, yes, she actually said especially not my son. N2, but it was basically a trade-off, why are you guys trying to protect him? You should probably go inside, you don't know what you're talking about. They keep trying to help me out, but to no avail. This just goes around for another 5 minutes before EK finally gets up and limps. Yes, limps back to his house. I go home cuz I'm sick of this shit and I'm tired. The next day, I try go back over, but the EK is there already. Neither of his parents' cars are there, so I assume that he's staying at the neighbor kid's house until they come back. I decide to go back inside because I don't want to interact with him. A couple hours later, EK shows up at our door with his mom standing at gate of our fence. Hi up, I was just coming over to say sorry for choking you yesterday. I won't ever do it again. Me. Okay. Thanks. I'm sorry that I punched you. At this point, my mom comes to see who I'm talking to, and she asks what's going on. Pipes up and says, we are here for your forgiveness gift. Me, my what? Your forgiveness gift. It's a tradition in our family that the person who apologizes last has to give the other person something to make up for it. My mom, excuse me. What's going on? I explain what happened, and as I explain what happened, she seems to get more and more disgusted by the situation. I finish explaining and turn back to EQ had tried to correct my story while I was explaining it to my mom, saying things like, he punched me twice in the face and then kicked me in the nuts while I was crying on the ground. My mom is basically a bomb-sniffing dog for lies, so I can see from her face that she knows that's bullshit. I turn back to EK. My mom, I'm sorry, but we don't do forgiveness gifts in this family. We do in this one, EK, pick something out, A. Eek looked around and saw my PS4, and he points at it. Eek, mommy, I want that. Keep in mind that this kid is just about a year younger than I am. Too old for mommy, too old for this whole situation in my opinion. Walks up to our door and sees it's my PS4. Great, we'll take that as our gift. My mom, with steam billowing out of her ears, slams the door in their faces and quickly locks it. They start pounding on the door so hard that it sounds like they are trying to break it down. We leave the door, but they stay there pounding on the door for at least another 5 minutes before finally leaving. I still leave my neighbor's house anytime I see him walking down the block.